What's up, guys? Welcome back to Talking Blue. I'm Matthew Mooney alongside Luke Langella. This is of an episode we're gonna be talking about like post off season additions. Post draft additions that could potentially happen for the Giants, and also we're gonna talk about how the OTAs have been working out. So right away, off the bat, a week ago, the Cardinals cut DeAndre Hopkins. I'm not saying the Giants are going to get him. We're going to cover this up like to start out. The potential of like where we think he's going to go right now. Where do you think he's going to go, Luke?
I'm not sure. You see a lot about the Bills and Chiefs, but cap becomes an issue with them if they have enough money to give him. And he's been making a lot of comments that he's open to going anywhere. I, I, I don't see him coming to the Giants. I just think they don't have the money to give him. But I think wherever he goes, I think he's going to want a team that could potentially win the Super Bowl. So that's when you can see he takes a pay cut to go on a team like the Bills or Chiefs, which are obviously going to be contenders next season.
Yeah, I think the two most likely teams that he'd go to are Buffalo or Kansas City. I'm surprised there hasn't been a deal yet as of like when this video is being filmed, Saturday, June 3rd, 2023. But whatever. Thoughts, like, I do think he's gonna probably be a Bill. Like, if he's a Giant, I would like that, but I don't necessarily see that happening.
Yeah,
However, I saw stuff on Instagram saying that like the three main things he wants in a team are a QB who loves the game, a great defense, and a very stable management. And the Giants check all three of those boxes. So I think that's like potential for us getting him, but like I don't necessarily think it's gonna happen.
on the flip side, he's a great receiver. He's had off the field issues, but yeah, I like what our receiver core brings to the table. I think it's a lot of versatility. You have guys like Darius Slayton, Paris Campbell, Isaiah Hodgins, Wando Robinson. We keep on going. Jalen Hyatt. There's a ton of them. So much versatility in this receiver core. I think it makes up for not having one big star. So I think, do we need DeAndre Hopkins? I don't know. Would he be great to have? Yes, but I like what we have going for us.
Yeah, I'm gonna say right now, I'm perfectly fine with the receiving core the way it is now.
And
Um,
let's not forget Darren Waller also
yeah,
will be playing a lot of times. He will not be attached to the line. He will be playing on the outside in a receiver, a slot, or on the outside.
yeah, I definitely agree with you there. Um, but yeah, like I'm fine with the receiving core the way it is. But if we add a star like DeAndre Hopkins, I think that would be great. I
Yeah,
kind of like having like a lot of guys who aren't stars that like you can shift on and off the field.
yeah, it's a
And
good rotation. Guys are going to get hurt this year. They always do. It's one of the most grueling sports. It's a long season, so it's good to have good depth, and they do. And they have guys. They don't only have depth, but they have like Jamison Crowder is going to be one of the guys that's going to be on the bench, and he's one of those guys that can play football. He's a very talented receiver. He's has thousands of receiving yards, and he's going to be He's going to be low in the depth chart. So if someone gets hurt, having him being the guy that goes up next, that doesn't make me nervous. I'm very happy with him. He's a talented. That just goes to show you what this receiver core could bring to the table. I'm not nervous about that. Yeah, I think our receiver core will produce.
yeah, I agree with you. I think Jameson Crowder is mainly going to be a kick slash punt return man. That's honestly what I think he should be.
Let's not forget Richie James was a kick slash punt returner last year, and he had over 500 receiving yards and the second most receiving yards on the football team. So let's not forget
Right. Um. So
injuries.
so yeah, I want to talk about the last episode. The last thing I filmed. A short segment. It was about a video I saw a few weeks ago. There's a link in the description down below to the video, so go watch that if you're watching this on YouTube or Instagram. We are now on SoundCloud, so if you're watching that, like, go subscribe to our YouTube or follow us on Instagram. Like, links are in the bio there, but whatever. I want to talk about the video I saw, like where it discussed the potential of adding Ravens corner Marcus Peters and Cardinal safety Buda Baker. What are your thoughts on both those happening? On either of them
I would,
happening?
I think Buda Baker's a very talented safety, but you know, I, I like Dane Belton and Xavier McKinney back there. I think that could be interesting. Going on the Marcus Peters side, I could definitely see that happening. We still need depth at cornerback, but he's one of those guys he'd be our number one corner. He'd go right in there. He's played in Wink's system before. I'd love to see that happen. Out of everyone we've talked about, that's a guy we've had our eye on this whole off season, and he's just sitting there. I think we should bring him in. I think he'll be a great corner for us.
Yeah, I agree with you. I've when the offseason started, like he was the main guy I wanted them to sign. But like here's the thing. I think he would be a great addition, but I don't know if he's gonna like want to be here if like we already have Deontay Banks, Dory Jackson, Amani Oruwariye, Cordell Flott. Like I don't know if he's gonna be happy if he's not
Yeah,
getting a lot of playing time.
but how much I think guys like Amani, Deontay Banks, those guys aren't gonna Darnay. Those guys, they're not gonna just go right out there. Even Adoree, like if we have Marcus Peters on the team, he is gonna be our number one corner. It's not even gonna be a question. Marcus Peters had put quite together a career. He's a veteran now, so I'm not talking about giving him a 5-year deal. I'm saying one or two, a few $1,000,000. No one has really talked to him, so he's there. You bring him in, and it just adds a lot more to this cornerback room. And I'm not saying anything on Deontay Banks, but who knows how he's going to turn out. Dory's been okay, but he's had injuries. Darnay's been okay. Amani, he's been injured most of his career, but he's been okay when he's on the field. A lot of okays and injuries. Having a solid veteran like him, who's played a ton of games, he's one of the best in the league. I think that'd be just excellent, and especially he fits in Wig's system perfectly.
Yeah, I agree. He's played under Wink Martindale's system before. Like he was a Raven, and um,
Yep,
Martindale
a
was
few
the
years
Ravens
ago.
defensive coordinator for a long time, and I'm honestly really shocked he hasn't been picked up yet. I would have thought like he would have been one of the first corners like off the board.
One of the best players. He's one of the best players in free agents. I think a lot of people looking at his age, he's older, but I think it'd be good bringing in a veteran corner for a year or two. I could be a really good influence for a guy like Deontay Banks, who's our future number one corner. It could be great to see a guy like him.
Yeah. I want to talk about Buda Baker now.
Yeah,
So like I was talking about him in the last video. I've said a lot on the podcast. I'm not a huge fan of the Giants going all in for a safety because I want like it to be obviously like Xavier McKinney is one of our starting safeties, and then we have Dane Belton. I want Dane Belton. I've wanted Dane Belton to be like one of the starting safeties for like the longest time ever. I trust him a lot and I have a lot of faith in him. I think he's like the future of our safety core, like part of it.
yeah.
However, I feel like bringing in Buda Baker, not saying it's going to happen, but if it does, I think that'll be a huge impact on our secondary, and I think we're going to like take a big step up.
Yeah, I think he could be good, Buda Baker. Again, very similar. He's a veteran. He's played a ton of years back in Arizona. But I feel like getting him is going to be hard. I feel like it's something about the price tag to me. I feel like it may be a little high for him.
Yeah, I agree. So I set a mock trade that I would potential trade offer I would have for if I'm the Giants sending to the
Yeah,
Cardinals a 2024 third round pick and a 2024 conditional fourth round pick for Buda Baker. What are your thoughts on that?
I think that could definitely work. But let's look. Looking at value of what we got in the first round, that you said fourth round in the past. Guys, we've got guys like Daniel Bellinger, Darius Slayton. Those guys were later round picks, so those picks could be valuable. And I just don't know. I want to talk about one of the safeties we have on the roster had a great year. Jason Pinnock last year, he had an excellent year. A guy that no one saw coming out of anywhere. He played safety, made some big plays. So him, Dane Belton, Xavier. I don't know. I like how they play, and I think they have something to work for. And I don't know. I don't see that giving up anything for Buddhas. I don't see it worthwhile. I like what our safety core brings to the table. And let's not forget, we always Landon Collins is just going to be sitting there. Always could sign him mid-season or early in the season. So it'll be interesting.
Yeah. We'll see what happens. I also like that we have Bobby McCain, and I think this would add like
Yeah, we forgot to talk about him. Bobby McCain, another excellent safety. We've just forgot. I totally forgot about him. He will be a starting safety next year for sure. Him and Xavier, Dane Belton and Pinnock are good, but Bobby McCain is a very good safety. He can hit and he can tackle. So look for him out there on run support. He blitzes, and I think Bobby McCain's a great safety. His you look at his career stats, his tackles are off the board, and he really get hits. So I think having him, Xavier, and then you have Pinnock and Belton for depth, I think that's a great safety core. I really think those Xavier is healthy all year and Bobby McCain, I think they're going to make big plays. Buda Baker would be great to have this team. I'd rather see them get Peters, and I'd be happy with the secondary. I don't think Buda Baker is a definite need, in my opinion.
I agree. Now I
Yeah.
want to talk about the edge on the Giants.
Yeah.
Because you know,
It's a good edge.
yeah, like we don't have a lot of depth at that position. Like we
That
don't
is
have a
true.
lot of outside linebackers. It's literally just Kayvon Aziz and Jihad Ward. I think if we add like one or two more outside linebackers, we're going to be really good at with depth there. I'm saying we sign Houston Texans outside linebacker James Houston. What do you think about that?
Yeah, that's the same guy. Houston. He's a talented player. He's another veteran. He's played for the Ravens before under Wing's system. He's a guy I'd love to see them bring to the Giants roster. We look at our depth. You're right. We don't really have a lot of depth, and we saw that last year. When you look for last year, you saw since our edges were hurt. Sometimes we just had a defensive end there. We didn't have an edge there, and that takes away. Like we need blitzing, and we need to put pressure on the quarterback. When Aziz and Kayvon Thibodeau are at their when our defense is at the best, they're coming off the edge. But yeah, they're going to get tired, and Jihad Ward is good, but he doesn't bring to the table what they do. You're going to need some more depth. A guy like Houston could be great down the road, but I'm expecting big things from Thibodeau. Thibodeau and Ojulari. If they stay healthy this year, they should both have 10 sack seasons. They would have been on pace to do that. They just need to stay on the football field. I think they're very underrated. I think they're two excellent edge rushers. They just need to stay healthy.
I agree with you there. If they do stay healthy the entire season, I think Thibodeau, like he was playing very good at the end of the season.
Yeah.
I think if he stays healthy all of this year, like no injuries, no nothing, I think he's gonna like play like that the entire year and potentially be a defensive player of the year candidate in the next couple of years.
Yeah. So I want to talk about a little bit. We'll post a picture of it. We'll attach it right here. Daniel Bellinger, he hit that little bulk during the offseason. He showed up the OTAs, and it looks like he popped a few roids, but, he looks huge, absolutely humongous. I guess that's what you find out when Darren Waller comes on the team, top 3 tight end in the NFL. You got to bulk up, and he looks great. I still see him playing a lot. He's going to be playing tight end, while Waller I could see being more unattached and being more in the slot or on the outside. I don't think Bellinger's role changed last year. We saw it. Lawrence Cager went in when we had the tight end in the slot. Bellinger is a true tight end. I think he's still going to be a talented guy next year.
Yeah, I think I do agree with you there. I think he's worked really hard this offseason. Plus, I think we have the best tight end core in the league with Darren Waller and Daniel Bellinger. I think we have a good
And
one-two
Lawrence
combo.
Cager, he had an excellent end to the 2022 season. Do not forget him. He had a great year to end the season.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Now back to like free agency signings and like for post draft. I want to talk about inside linebacker. It's not like the biggest position of need because we have Bobby Okereke. I
Yeah.
think if we could add another good inside linebacker next to him, I think that would be huge. It's, as of right now, like assuming nothing gets done the rest of the offseason, it's likely going to be Darian
Mika.
Beavers, who had like a promising career in college with the Cincinnati Bearcats, but he tore his ACL week 2 in the preseason versus the Bengals. I think he's got a lot of potential, but we'll see what happens. I think too.
I think don't forget about Mika McFadden too.
Him as
Coming
well.
off he came off a rough rookie year, but he kind of got thrown into it in a system that didn't really benefit him. Him being more of a run stuffer, he was in a lot of coverage, which doesn't really benefit him. But I liked how he played. He competed. Indiana alumni. I think he'll definitely be in the game for over 75% of the time. Darren Beavers, a lot of hype about him, but he hasn't been on the field in 2 years now. So That's going to be the test if he could do it. But I think it's going to start out Bobby Ogariki, and I think McFadden will be right there too.
Yeah, I agree. I think two potential inside linebacker candidates for next season for the Giants to sign in free agency are Miles Jack and Deion Jones. The Giants met
Yeah,
with Deion Jones earlier in the offseason, but like were never able to like come up with
reach a deal.
anything.
Yeah, that could be interesting. Both the guys are talented, but we'll have to see. You know, I think it's good. I think we have a lot of promise in our roster, but a lot of guys. This is a big year. See if you're going to produce. Filling in all the pieces of the free agents doesn't always work. We have a lot of guys that have been in the system now a year or two, and now it's their years, and they're going to have to produce. That's just what a good football team has to do with a tough schedule. I'm excited. That's really it from me, Matthew. Anything else you'd like to touch on?
Yes. I want to talk about the potential of signing an offensive guard because that's like the other need we have. I think we should sign guard Dalton Risner from Denver. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I think he'd be like a pretty good extra guard next to so if we do have him, I think that would be good. Another good guard with Ben Bredeson.
And
Um,
Josh Azezu coming off his rookie season.
yeah, him as well. He could be another potential starting guard.
He
Him
got
or
hurt,
Glowinski.
so
Also, lastly, the Stanley Cup Finals start tonight. Panthers Golden Knights. Who do you guys have winning
yeah,
tonight?
I,
Comment down
I think
below.
I think Vegas is going to take it.
Okay, I think the Panthers are honestly going to win in six. It's just that like Matthew Tkachuk is phenomenal. Like honestly, he's the best winger in the sport. So
Yeah, he's excellent.
I could see them winning it though. I could see it going either way. Last time I checked, Vegas was winning 2-1.
Yeah, I'm also excited for the Stadium Series next year.
Oh
MetLife, the Islanders, Rangers.
yes, we got to cover that up quickly. The Islanders and Rangers are playing at MetLife Stadium, February 20th, 2024. I'm very excited. I will very likely be there. It's gonna be a great game. The last time we played a Stadium Series, it was at Yankee Stadium in 2014. So maybe I'm excited for that game. It's gonna be really good. Hopefully, we have a
Yep,
nice jersey. But yeah, we'll see what happens.
yep. That's really it from me, Matthew. Any closing statements?
That's it. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Whatever you're on, if you're on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, and share with people. Instagram, like, follow, and share with people. And also like to on SoundCloud, like share this with as many people possible. So yeah, that was it. Go Giants. See you in the next video.